Hey guys, here today with my review of the Eachine Falcon 250 Pro. First off, I want to say thank you to Banggood for sending me this for testing and review. Um, this is a nice package, but let me just go ahead and jump into my pros and my cons, and I'll give you my thoughts afterwards. So, first pro, of course, that it's a package, so you're getting all the stuff you need to fly essentially right out the box. It's 90% put together. You'll have to put the props on, put the FPV antenna on. Make sure you always have this on when you put the power on, when you plug the battery in. And you'll need to relocate the receiver antennas in some way. You don't have to do exactly what I did right here. Let's see. Second one, pro, is I love these clear angle mounts. I mean, it's a little thing, but I just think it's kind of cool to have these LEDs on the arms. The headlights and tail lights are really good for orientation at night, and the red and the blue on the arms just add to that. Stock, it comes with turn signals, so when you go left on the transmitter here, they're gonna blink on the left side, right? They're gonna blink on the right side, so forth and so on. There is a switch. There are switches down here to turn off either the headlight, all the arms, or the tail light, depending on what you want to actually be running. My next pro are the props. It comes with two sets of spare props, and these were perfectly balanced. I mean, perfectly balanced out the box. So that's really convenient, really helpful. The foam pads, it comes with a set of foam landing gear. It comes pre-installed with the carbon fiber landing gear. And if you saw my unboxing, I do recommend you take those off immediately. These are not the foam pads from the box. These are my own, so I have a bunch of these. But the foam pads are really nice and a lot better than those carbon fiber ones it comes with. Let's see, it's lightweight. For a 250, this is pretty lightweight. I mean, all together, all up weight. It's pretty light. It's lighter than some of my 210s actually. And that's just really nice to have it lightweight. Now it is lighter weight because my 210s are all 4mm and pretty tough and sturdy. But it's lightweight, so you got a better power to weight ratio. Let's see. Oh, another pro about this is if you ever need spare arms, you can just grab yourself a set of ZMR 250 arms, which you should be able to find pretty easily. You're going to lose the angle mounts because you're not going to have these screws right here. But, in a pinch, if you need some spares. What else do I like? I really, really, really like the OSD on here. It comes pre-installed, if you get the ready to fly version at least. It comes with MWOSD, and I really like that you can tune your PIDs through the OSD using the transmitter. Super convenient. I just love that feature. I haven't had OSD or the tuning through OSD on quad yet, so that's really nice. I'm really loving that. A word of caution though, when you tune your PIDs on here, what you're gonna need to do is tune them, leave the quad on, leave it plugged up, plug the quad up to the computer. Before you go into the configurator, unplug the battery. So have it plugged up, but don't go into the configurator yet. So you need to be powering the board, but not actually connected to the configurator. Because when you connect to the configurator, if you have it powered, it's going to freeze because the OSD is actually plugged into utilizing the same port as a USB. So just a word of caution there. Let's see, what else? And the last pro, probably the biggest pro, is potential. For a beginner, this setup, once you get it tuned, and I will say I haven't personally gotten it tuned the way I want to yet, but hopefully I get there soon. But potential, this is a very nice package, and for a beginner, it's pretty much everything you need to get going, or almost everything you'd ever want, really. But yeah. Okay, so that's it for my pros. My cons. On to my cons. Let's see. I'm gonna go reverse on my list. I got a little list here. Okay, so first con comes with the IA6C receiver. I know they ship that with all of their rated flies pretty much. But IA6C really has pretty short range and just not the greatest. It's only PWM. And I mean, you got the IA6B and IA6C out now. So there's a lot better choices, and I wish they would ship it with one of those. Um, let's see. Another con, you're not going to be able to see it here because I got my phone pads right here, but you can see that there's a hole right here, there's a hole right here, and there's another like 2 cutouts underneath this phone pad. There's no reason for those. There's no wires coming through these holes. The old Falcon had LEDs at least going through this hole right here. So there was at least one reason for a cutout, but now there's no reason for these cutouts, and that just weakens the arm. Hopefully in a later revision, they just stop doing these cutouts. Let's see what else. Camera, it comes with, a regular old CMOS camera. It's not the greatest, but, for a beginner, you won't know. Honestly, if you're just getting into this hobby, you'll think it's great. But for someone who's been here, someone who has a really good camera already, you're not going to like the camera quality. Let's see. My next con is that it's not pre-tuned. Now, of course, this is a review model, and I didn't really expect it to be pre-tuned, but having it pre-tuned would have been nice. I'm not sure how production models are going to go, but it would have been nice, especially since this has been really hard to tune. I think they probably gave up themselves. It's been really hard to get perfect. And let's see. I'm gonna come back to that real quick. Another little con, I'm pretty sure it's probably just mine again, but I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. So let me get this real close. I have a little binding on my stick. I know that's not going to be all the models, but I have a little binding on my throttle stick. I'll have to take that apart and see what's messing with it. That's a half con. That's not going to happen to everybody. And leads me into my last con, my biggest con about this. I'm going to show you my little list. The ESCs. Now, Eachine has been putting pretty much the same ESCs on the whole Falcon series. And since the beginning, these ESCs have sucked. The ESCs are the whole reason it's so hard to tune this quad. If they would have put some decent ESCs with damp light or active braking, whichever you want to call it, this would have been a lot easier to tune. Now, what are your options here? There is a way that you could flash these with BL Heli, turn on damp light, and you're going to get a lot more functionality out of the stock ones. But with that said, they're still not great. So, my recommendation to everyone, if you're about at your wit's end trying to tune these, swap your ESCs. Spend another $40, buy a set of Racer Stars or something similar. Swap them out. It's going to be night and day. I promise you, it's going to be night and day. You might not even need to tune it. You probably just put it on stock and it'll probably fly great. Or, 90% great. Just by swapping out the ESCs. Yes, ESCs make that much difference. Other than that, other than the ESCs, like I said, it's a pretty good package. I know if they had better ESCs, this would be pretty great out the box. All the other cons I can pretty much look past, but the ESCs really hinder this thing. And with that being said, this being so hard to tune so far is really, really not going to be for beginners. I mean, out the box, you couldn't even fly. If you took it out the box, plugged the battery in, powered it up, you'd be flipping over immediately. Even with, I've come close in my tuning, I think, and it's still not it's still not great. And that's, like I said, because of the ESCs. As far as like for line of sight, you don't need a super great tune, and it actually flies really pretty nice for line of sight if you check out my other video. But when you get FPV and you can see all the little, bouncing and oscillations and stuff that you just can't get out. And I mean, you can get close, but it's just not going to be the same as if you had good ESCs. So, like I said, I know I wouldn't really recommend this to a beginner because it's going to give you it's going to be a headache unless you're flying line of sight. And then I think it's okay to fly line of sight. Just copy some PIDs. You can check mine out in the forums on RC groups. But for line of sight, it's okay. But I mean, it's got the whole package for FPV. I'm sure people are going to be flying FPV, and it's just really sad that they're still using these. Hopefully this is the last quad they put out with these. I know the Wizard just comes out with BL, Heli S, ESCs. Hopefully they just stop using these now, and then the rest of their quads should be a lot better because of that. But that's about it for my review, guys. If I missed something, please point it out. If there's something else you want to know that I didn't cover, go ahead and drop me a comment below. If you guys have this and need help with it, you can find me and a couple others over in RC groups. I'll post a link eventually to that thread. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you next time.